All right, man. We are back to Lakerland. Cole might be joining us. Oh, that's why you did say Cole got an issue right now, so he won't be popping in. But I did send him the link just in case. You know how Cole has to get outside, so you already know how Cole be. So we'll be ready for him. But first topic of the show, fellas, I wanted to talk about JJ Redick. So much has been going down when we talk about JJ Redick and the Lakers. It looks like he, for the most part, is going to be the next head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers. It looked like they probably be waiting until the finals is over to make the announcement. I've heard that he's been kind of making calls behind the scenes to create his own staff, all types of stuff. We talk about the new era of basketball when we talk about the players, fellas, of the NBA. But what about the coaches? Is there a possibility that JJ Redick will be jump-starting the new era of coaches with, pretty much absolutely no coaching experience, high-profile opportunities? Can you see this starting something?
I can't see it starting much. I think that it will start something if he ends up being successful. But if he's not successful, then I see it being just one of those chances that a lot of coaches, a lot of organizations won't take.
Yeah, I don't think he's the first either. Was it Steve Nash, Jason Kidd? I believe Byron Scott was the first time head coach.
Yeah. With no coaching experience?
I don't think he did.
I mean, Steve Kerr didn't he just come off the streets? I mean, he was a GM. He was a GM, but
he wasn't a coach.
But he wasn't a coach. He just came straight down and coached. And Derek Fisher was that same exact way too.
What about Avery Johnson? Did Avery go straight into coaching?
Yeah.
I don't know, but if these guys been in the front office, a little bit of something. I mean, for the Lakers to be a high-profile opportunity, I'm just wondering, because the Lakers didn't have to go this route. You know what I'm saying? Win or lose, they didn't have to go this brand new route. But I'm just wondering, is this maybe a trend that we'll see more in the NBA of more of these high-profile teams taking chances on, no-name coaches? We see what I'm happy with Coach Mazzulla in Boston right now. They're in the final round. So I'm thinking we may see more of this sooner than later, of unproven coaches getting big jobs.
I think Mazzulla, that's a little different because he was the assistant coach on that coaching staff. And I don't think that they had thought he was going to end up being the head coach and extending them once I forgot his name went out. So
he went out, but what I'm saying, they gave him the opportunity. They didn't have to give him the opportunity. I'm pretty sure there was more valuable candidates for the Boston position, but like you said, he was already in the system, so it makes sense. But I just don't know if we're going to see a lot of more veteran, older coaches in the league. We're going to have people. They're going to have to start to learn how to adapt to these players. So I'm thinking you're going to have to go younger eventually, as far as the head coaches.
That, and you know how teams get cheap. They probably want to pay a cheaper salary to some of them coaches too.
But do you think that's going to work? Because these young coaches, they know how the game goes. So I don't think these guys are just going to be trying to accept anything just to be a head coach. I think they'll be pushing the needle too. You think JJ Redick, if he don't do a good job in the 2 or 3 years, he going to ask for some bank?
He going to be up out of there.
He going to be ways.
Yeah, I hope. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see if LeBron ends up going to Phoenix, going to Philly, going to all of these different places where they say he can go, and they end up hiring JJ Redick. It's going to be interesting seeing JJ Redick as the Lakers head coach, because I know that he's anticipating LeBron being there.
Yeah, that would be very interesting to see that happen. But he have a clean slate, so to speak. You have nobody questioning his authority.
Yeah.
What about follow the leader? Who do you believe that these guys on the bench, these role players, do you think they're going to listen to JJ Redick? Like, how much of a leader can he be as a coach for the players? Not named LeBron and Anthony Davis.
Depends. It depends on the knowledge that he brings in, and if he develops a type of system that actually works for the team and they win 50 plus games, of course. But it's going to take time for them time for them to learn how to respect him. And if LeBron is there, they're not going to respect him for real.
I think the vets. I don't know about the young guys. The young guys may not be in that boat.
Well, they only have 2 veterans, really. Anthony Davis and LeBron, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But speaking of LeBron, who's going to actually be coaching this team if this goes down? LeBron said he has no hand in the hiring situation, but the day-to-day behind the scenes, is this really going to be Reddit's job, or we really going to get the vibe of this is a mixture of leadership?
You asked that question, but you know the answer to it. Everybody that's watching this in America knows.
Hey,
LeBron is going to be, his fingerprints is going to be all over the organization.
The thing is, if it goes bad, how's he going to treat JJ? That's going to be the very interesting thing to see how this goes.
He's the scapegoat. This is the scapegoat. This is perfect for LeBron. I mean, he only got 2 years left. So if it goes left this year, you don't want your son to be the scapegoat, hypothetically. So shit, why not make JJ Redick?
You know, and that's another question. Like, Hank, you know the answer to that question, man. LeBron James is the king of throwing people under the bus, especially if you're a coach and y'all not winning like people think y'all supposed to.
BA, do you project JJ Redick to get the job? Yes or no?
Yes, I think he's going to get the job, especially if LeBron stays. If LeBron stays, he's going to be LeBron's guy to do it. Now, if LeBron ends up leaving and he hasn't committed to the job yet, then I don't know from there. I don't know if they're going to still take that chance.
Hank, do you know, because I really got to talk to the bosses, man. Do you know why BA keeps trying to tell the Laker land and the American public? He keeps driving this narrative about LeBron not playing in a Laker uniform next season. Do you have any idea why he keeps pushing this narrative every time we get on air with this?
He must see some cracks in the armor. I don't know. He just building $100 million house in LA, so I don't know if he's gonna leave that. But
you hear that, BA?
A lot of projections saying he might.
His son is it's an LA family. He can still go back and forth between multiple. He's a billionaire. $100 million home, that ain't nothing. Oh, okay, I got an estate where I can go to in the off season. That's where my kids and my wife can stay while I'm playing somewhere else.
That's his Paisley Park like Prince.
Especially if he ends up going to Phoenix.
LeBron?
Yeah.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all. So Hank,
I know you play with KD, right?
Yeah,
but not in Phoenix. No. Who's coaching that team?
They fired my man, didn't they?
Yeah,
they fired Frank Vogel.
Budenholzer.
They hired Budenholzer. Okay, I didn't even know who that. Yeah.
Somebody gave Darvingham I believe an interview for an assistant coach job last week. I forgot the team.
Golden State.
It was Golden State. My God.
Oh my God.
Speaking of head coaches, let's go back to this next topic here on Lakerland. So speaking of head coaches, as we know, fellas, earlier in the week, reports came down the pipeline that the Lakers were very interested in hiring Rajon Rondo to the coaching staff, no matter who was going to be hired as the head coach of the Lakers. Hank, what's your thoughts on Rondo rejoining the Lakers? Is it a good fit for someone who's also unproven? And why wouldn't he be a candidate like JJ?
Because Rondo, I think, never threw his hat in the head coaching job until recently, when he said, what's the podcast with DeMarcus?
I know which one. I don't know the name of it.
Yeah. He finally said, I'm open to coaching. And that was a few months ago. It was recently. And that's the first time I've heard him say he'd want to coach. So now he's getting brought into the coaching reins. But you listen to him talk about it. Him and LeBron was coaching that 2020 team themselves. It's something like
for sure.
Yeah. So
basketball
let you know
IQ has
that-
always been up there, right?
so
Basketball
let you know
IQ has
that-
always been up there, right? We've always
Yeah.
respected Rondo for his IQ, right?
Yes, sir.
But what
He
about my
said,
second question? Why an assistant? Why not be considered for the head coach? Is it simply what you said about him not showing an interest? Because
I
I
think
think
so.
it's deeper than rap.
I think it's that, and then of course, JJ is more high profile. It's Lakerland. It's the Lake Show. JJ's got what a few podcasts with millions of followings, and plus he's on ESPN. He's showcasing himself. He's showing his basketball mind. Of course, his media savvy, and I think that it's just a bigger hire, so to speak.
So because JJ Reddit is more popular on the internet, but has 2 less championships, he should be a front runner.
That's not the reason why. That's
What
not
you
the
mean?
reason. The
I don't
reason
believe
why.
it's the reason why. BA,
You
I'm
know,
gonna tell
you know the
I'm gonna
reason.
tell you the reason why, and I want you to tell me if you
I
agree.
was
or
just
disagree.
about to see. I think we thinking the same
Well, I'm gonna
way.
let you
Go
go.
ahead.
I'm gonna let you go
Go
because I'm gonna let you rock. Go ahead. Explain to the
I can
American
already see
public
BA face.
why Rajon Rondo is not a candidate for the head coaching
Bro.
job with the Lakers.
Do y'all see the off-court issues this man's been
Thank
having and that he's
you.
been going through, man? He
Thank
got
you.
the allegations, the beating up women allegations, the stealing from people allegations. He got
No,
this
did he?
drug.
Remember, he got
this
locked
drug
up in Indiana for the weed and the suspended
and the gun
license
and the gun
and the
the
gun.
got charged. Like this dude got, and this has
Spitting
been
Chris Paul
happening.
face. He's spitting Chris Paul face. Don't forget
That was a few years ago. This
wasn't
other
that
stuff
long
is
ago.
recent.
Wasn't that long ago.
But that adds, but even if it was a while back, it still adds to the horrible, horrific stuff that's going on off court with them that a lot of people will know about soon if he becomes head coach of the Lakers.
Oh, they gonna put it out there. What?
Oh my God,
Hold on,
Malika
hold on. Who else
Andrews.
said on ESPN?
Oh my God,
Malika Andrews.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Get him. She gonna get him.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's where I was going at, BA. Basically with this whole situation. I'm like, his off the court behavior, because JJ Reddit is clean cut. JJ Reddit don't have no history and no knucklehead stuff, and LeBron doesn't have any history, any knucklehead stuff. So that it just makes more sense from the optics perspective. But BA, do you like the idea of Rondo joining the staff with Reddit, or is that too much new, unproven at that position?
I think it would be he needs somebody like Rondo, because Rondo would be, I believe that he would be a head coach in the NBA somewhere, if not this season or in the seasons to come, if he didn't have the stuff on his jacket. But since he has the stuff on his jacket or whatnot, he can go be an assistant coach, and he can go actually he can go show his mind off to whichever staff, and particularly the Lakers, especially with the guard play and being able to see the floor from different directions and perspectives. He's perfect. He's one of the greatest point guards to ever play, to me, should I say. One of the most intelligent ones.
Yeah, man. Y'all got to let us know, Lakerland, what y'all think about the possibility of Rajon Rondo being added to this Lakers staff. And then the reports are saying, regardless of who is the head coach, they want Rondo to be a part of what they're looking to build. And I think that's dope. Hopefully he doesn't blow this opportunity. He's well respected by the players. So, I think it would be a great, great look. I just seen a podcast with Anthony Davis and D'Angelo Russell. They were praising Rondo, how he manipulates the game in the game, like he's special. So could be a good addition if he can keep his head right.
Don't catch a case, Rondo. You'll be all right. Just don't catch no more cases.
He playing with fire though, bro. Like this don't be like no little boy stuff. Like he tweaking.
Exactly.
There's Marvin Harrison,
And he's still young too. He's still, like, in coach years, he's still a young guy. He's still getting around doing this thing or whatnot and having fun. So
yeah. All right, Lakerland, let's get into our next topic. This is another segment that we have from the Draymond Green and Shaquille O'Neal conversation, fellas. Give me 1 second, and we are going to play this clip.
Do you think my guy deserves to be in that conversation?
Kobe?
Yes. for sure, 100%.
So how come he's not all the time?
Here's why I think he's not. Number one, he played with you, and people hold that against him. Number two, Kobe kind of fell in a weird time. And what I mean by that is Mike left the league. When Mike left the league, y'all were dominating. And then when you left the Lakers, they had a few rough years. Wasn't great. They didn't have great roster. It wasn't great. While it wasn't going great, there was a young guy in Cleveland starting to make his hay. And so in the years where Kobe could have been dominating, which he was from a number standpoint, but they weren't winning none, in those years, Bryant was making his hay and starting to make his name. And is he the best player? And I think the amount of time that it was a consensus that Kobe was the number one in the league, like the top guy. I don't think it was long enough for everybody to say, like, to put him in that conversation, because Bron then came and put his name in the conversation. And so from that point on, it's tug of war. Christmas Day games between those two guys. And so I don't think he accumulated enough people in saying that he dominated the way Mike dominated in the length of time that Mike dominated. Bron, the length of time that he's dominated. I don't think Kobe dominated himself for that length of time. I think he's definitely in the conversation, but I do think that's the reason why most people don't put him.
Wow. Interesting take from Draymond Green, giving his thoughts and reasons on why Kobe Bryant isn't really considered as the greatest of all time. I mean, first of all, I got to talk to the bosses because I don't know when Kobe wasn't, at least in the conversation, but he's kind of putting it on being a Robin to Shaquille O'Neal, amongst other things. BA, Kobe's your man, so I want to get your reaction off the top to what Draymond had to say about Kobe.
The only reason why Draymond is on emotion. Draymond he got Clutch Sports written on his forehead. So I salute to him, but nah, Draymond. The only reason why, the only reason why, and if true people in the culture of basketball knows that the fans have always said that for a good 10-year stretch, even Shaq, when he was playing with Shaq, Kobe's the number one player in the world. People have been saying that for years, but people, the fans don't run the media. You feel me? The fans, the media dictates what people think. And the only reason why Kobe fell from grace and he didn't get that type of status from the media is because he caught a case in Denver, Colorado. And when we talk about that case from Denver, Colorado, we bring in politics. And this is the politics, because he was supposed to be the new guy and he was that guy, but he fell from grace. Why? Specifically because of that. Because the players and the fans were always saying, especially even when they weren't winning, right? Even when they were the 7th seed, the 6th seed, and all of that stuff, and the year that he got injured and they didn't make the playoffs and he ended up missing like 30-some games. The fans loved him, but the media did not. Politics. That's the reason why Kobe was never mentioned by the media in what other type of situations, and they called him aloof. So he was the second coming of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and that's similar to Kareem issue with Kareem with his name in the title. I mean, in the greatest of all time standing, he didn't really communicate specifically with the media like that.
My thing about it is I at least appreciate Draymond having an explanation for what he had to say, right or wrong. At least he had an explanation, something that we can kind of digest and break down. But I disagree so much because to me, the conversation of Kobe Bryant being the greatest of all time or just being in the mix came after Shaq left. I mean, you include with Shaq because he won 3 championships. But the doubt of him ever going again, what he had to go through, winning 2 more without Shaq, like that's what made Kobe so great. The 81 points, the final game, the 60, like all that happened after Shaq. That's the Black Mamba era is what made Kobe, go this conversationalist. And it's just like that's really where I got to get off of this bus with Draymond Green. I respect him having an explanation, but to me, Kobe really put it down after that point of the Shaquille O'Neal experience.
It's the story of a hero. You get to the top of the mountain, you get knocked down, and then you get right back up to the top of the mountain. and the people don't appreciate you until the second time that you get there. But people been appreciating Kobe. But like I said, when it comes to the dictating certain narratives and things, that's all on the media. And the media we know have never really rocked with them post Denver, Colorado.
Yeah, they I mean I understand what Draymond's saying. He's trying to talk about the dominance. I do understand what he's saying on that part. Is Jordan's dominance or whatever. And it seemed like maybe Kobe did get affected by the trade. But I know people still would consider him the best player during that time. But as far as the GOAT conversation, I mean, his body of work speaks for itself. So yeah, he had Shaq with him, but he won after Shaq as well. That's why I felt both of them needed to separate from each other and prove they could win without each other. Kobe did it and Shaq did it. So they needed each other, but they could do it without each other as well.
Yeah. And if you think about it, we're talking about two number one players, a 1A and 1B of sort, which at one point was actually the top two players in the NBA on the same team.
Yeah,
When do you ever see that?
that's a fact. That's a fact. Like I said, I'm glad he had an explanation, but to me, it just didn't make sense. But speaking of Draymond Green, I want to stick with him because he was in the news for, once again, all the wrong reasons. I don't know if you guys saw this story. Let me get it up. No Diddy.
No Diddy.
So, so reports have shown that after Game 4, Hank and BA, Anthony Edwards and the Minnesota Timberwolves chose not to participate in inside the NBA interviews, stand in solidarity with Karl Anthony Towns and Rudy Gobert after Draymond Green was pretty much violating them on air. The Western Conference Finals is over. Minnesota took the loss and got eliminated in Game 5. But, you know, they a tight-knit group, man, it looks like, and they opted not to go on the high popular show to do interviews because they was being disrespectful, but disrespected by Draymond. What's your reaction to that? And is this just another chapter in Draymond making this league look bad?
Stick with your teammates. It's kind of why Isaiah got left off the dream team because he stuck with his teammates, right?
Yeah.
They all decided to walk off the court together. He paid for it, paid for it.
Politics, right? Once again, politics.
So, I mean, he's sticking with his teammates. That's the most important thing. That's how you build a culture. That's how you win.
So you respect those guys not going on the show to do interviews?
If everybody's doing it, y'all sticking together. It's one voice, one team.
So what about the other side of this coin? What about Draymond Green? His behavior, no matter where he goes, what position he's in, it seems to be toxic. What's your thoughts on, this highly popular show not getting interviewed in a big time game at the end of the day due to a guy who's not even really their regular staff? I think that's a bad look.
I don't like it. And this is what I'm saying about, no disrespect to Draymond Green, but Draymond Green, like, you see what this dude did on the court. You see all the chaos and stuff that he's caused, what type of mentality he has and all of this stuff. And you chastise him a little bit during the season, but bring him back. And he still was, even when he came back, he was still showing these crazy outbreaks of ugliness, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm disappointed in TNT for even saying, okay, hey, come back, hey, come broadcast with us. No, what are you No, like
chasing it. They chasing it.
Exactly. Don't leave that clout where it is. Salute to Draymond, but until he shows that he got it up here and he has that respect factor, no, because he's still slick talking. I don't know if y'all noticed. He was slick talking the whole time, like for a few games, not just them. Slick talking crazy. And it's like nobody else up there, everybody else was pretty much speaking about facts and what can happen given their analysis. And he was just straight giving his opinion.
Because he's still a player. He's still a player. That's the difference when Shaq and all of them joined after they played, right? They did little correspondences here and there while they played, but it's not like Draymond's doing. He's on staff while he's playing.
I'm surprised you didn't blame Clutch Sports, BA.
I'm not. The only time I like bringing up clutch sports is if it has something to directly do with LeBron.
Okay. And PEDs.
yeah, and that juice, that new juice.
You
Man.
think LeBron's trying to hate on Anthony Edwards? That's why he's sitting Draymond up there. Clutch
Exactly.
Humble that young boy. That's crazy.
Yo, thanks.
Man. All right, let's get into the next topic. Hold on, fellas. Let's go with this one. All right, wait a minute. All right, bet. All right, Laker Land, we back at it with another topic. I don't know if you guys saw, but Kendrick Perkins had dropped his big list, most clutch playoff players of all time, and he did not have Kobe Bean Bryant nor Jerry West in his list. Fellas, let's get your reaction from Big Perks. Big list. Do you agree or disagree?
Or Larry Bird.
Or Larry.
That's crazy. Larry definitely should be on this list.
Replacing who?
Bill Russell
just
don't
said
need to
Bill
be
Russell,
on this.
yeah.
He don't need to be on this list. I can go with LeBron, Paul Pierce. He don't get me wrong. He's been clutch his whole career, but he ain't never been more clutch than Larry Bird or Kobe Bryant.
So Paul Pierce has to go.
Yeah,
And you will replace Bill Russell.
Bill Russell, Paul Pierce. I can rock with Robert Horry because he's had multiple big moments for 3 different franchises. Houston, San Antonio, and LA had like crazy memorable shots and all of that. MJ, of course, LeBron, multiple layups for game winners, off the glass, bank shots, all of that. I can rock with those 3. So yeah, exactly. I can rock with those 3, but I gotta put Kobe and I gotta give my guy Larry Bird. Them the other 2 people that I would replace Paul Pierce and Bill Russell with.
Is Mike number 1 for you, BA? Still?
This may seem crazy, but it's either it's the only time you're gonna hear me say this.
It's Braun. You know it.
It's gonna
you
be
know it, BA.
like it's Bron. It's either Bron or it's or Robert Horry. Yeah, you heard me say it. Yeah, Bron. In the playoffs, yeah, clutch. I know people talk about, oh, he can't shoot, he can't do that, but I've seen him hit too many game winners with multiple different franchises in the playoffs.
Right.
Yeah.
The most egregious to me on there, and again, respect Hall of Famer, great player, champion Bill Russell. Rest, God bless the dead. I mean, clutch player though. Like, I mean, he's a great player in the playoffs, but was he knocking down those game-winning shots? He was helping set the tone and set the presence for it, but he wasn't. I don't think he was hitting those shots to win the games.
Yeah.
That I know.
Who you replacing, Hank? Who you replacing then?
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely taking Russell off that for sure. For Paul Pierce,
Kobe?
I don't think it's such egregious. So egregious because he's hit a lot of game-winning shots in the playoffs. So it's not that egregious. But yeah, Kobe will go up there, or again, Kobe, Bird. Those are one of my 2 that I put on there right away, just off the top of my head.
All right. Well, Lakerland, y'all let us know what y'all think about Kendrick Perkins' big list, the most clutch players of all time.
He hating. That's what he's doing right now. He hating right now.
He got K now.
You got 2 Bostons on there, 2 Boston guys.
Yeah, 2 Laker guys too.
Crazy. What else we got here? All right, let's revisit a little bit of history here on Lakerland because I really didn't know this. Let's talk a little bit of hindsight 2020. Back in the 2016 and the 2017 draft, the Los Angeles Lakers passed up on both Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. Did y'all brothers know that?
Yeah,
they've mentioned it before. They have. It's been a while since I thought about it. But yeah, they've mentioned that before.
We have never had this topic of discussion on Lakerland. I am shocked that y'all knew about this and we've never discussed this. Now, these guys are back in the NBA Finals. You see who the Lakers wind up selecting: Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, guys that y'all want to debate with me about. In hindsight, I just want to ask, did the Lakers make the wrong decisions in 2016 and 17?
Go ahead, Hank. My bad. Go
I would say
ahead.
the only one that I could see that they really messed up on was the Lonzo Ball one. Put Tatum there. Brandon Ingram was fine.
Yeah.
Tatum,
Okay.
Tatum and Ingram would have been fine.
Okay. 50-50.
I think that Brandon Ingram and Lonzo Ball at that particular time were the two guys to go with, and they never really got a chance to develop at all, and they both were shipped off. So we never know how they would have ended up. Say that say that Boston didn't work out the first couple of years, because remember they had Kyrie, they had everybody around them before they ended up flourishing. Say that they ended up getting broke up and being traded, or LeBron went to Boston and they had to go and all of that stuff. We don't know how their careers would have ended up either. But at this moment, of course, in hindsight, it looks like it was a mistake in both years. But during that time, I don't think it really was. I think Brandon Ingram and Lonzo Ball at that time were two good picks.
And don't forget what you call it was in that draft too. The other point guard, De'Aaron Fox.
Oh yeah.
If this would have happened, 2016 and 2017, Jalen, and Jason, will we still have LeBron in the Lakers? I don't believe we would have never had LeBron in LA.
I think LeBron was going to LA irregardless, due to the fact that you're looking at somebody who's LeBron is, man, he's, besides being egregious, he's a thinker, and he's always wanted to go break records and overshadow Kobe and Magic.
What you mean wanted to overshadow Kobe? He's already
no, he hasn't. Not in the Lakers uniform.
So
it's a bad idea.
There's no guarantee that Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum would have came to the Lakers and changed anything, as far as they may have won a few more games that they may not have the same success they had in Boston.
They came into good coaching too, because they came into some good coaching that's Brad Stevens let them do.
Yeah, that's right.
He let them flourish and become scorers. If he would have came to LA, who was the coach in LA at this time? Was it Byron Scott? Or was it or Luke Walton? It was
Luke Walton.
Yeah. So I don't know if they would have flourished.
I mean, Byron was with Kobe.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if they would have flourished under Luke Walton.
Mm-hmm. Then LeBron would have traded him when he got there.
To get Anthony Davis and win a championship. Y'all act like he did the wrong thing, bro. Y'all be bugging out. It's cool though. Speaking of the Lakers, man, the New Orleans Pelicans decided yesterday to defer that 17th pick, so the Lakers get to keep their 17th first round pick. I'm not sure how much of a big deal this is in overall, but it was going to be an important piece if the Lakers were looking to trade or possibly grab Bronny James. That's what a lot of talk and conversation is about. BA, any reaction to the Lakers being able to keep the 17th pick? Does it hold any impact or any weight in the offseason to you?
Hey, tremendous, because that's the pick that you use on Bronny. That's the pick that you use on Bronny. Retain LeBron, going with y'all business.
So go get him. Just go get him.
Go get him. Because if they didn't have this, somebody's in the first round is going to draft Bronny. Bronny's going to be a top 20 pick. So he's going to be top 20 by somebody. And why not at 17? Because I don't see him getting drafted the first 10 to, I say the 10 to 12 teams. I don't see, but after 12, this is when it becomes realistic for somebody to take that chance to go get LeBron to come over.
This draft pool is that bad. Hank, you think Bronny James really could go top 20?
I don't know. I don't know if some teams are going to put their future at risk knowing that he's not ready. I was just watching the video today about, I don't know if we want to say it on the platform, but I was watching the video, I'll tell you later, about basically nepotism. And, it made a lot of sense. There's a lot of guys that went back to school because they feel like they're not going to get a chance. Right. And they're more developed. I think that the 54th pick, where the other, the 55th? I think that's where I think Lakers got 54, right?
55th, 17 to 55th.
Yep, they get that one. I think they'll be fine. You don't have to pay them guaranteed money, and it's not a guaranteed spot.
Yeah, he's a Depto. He's a Nepto, baby.
That whole organization is built off of nepotism, though, right? When you think about it, I mean, you got the Rambuses involved. You got Jeannie and Rob Pelinka. It's Rob Pelinka and Kobe. It's always been biases in this Lakers organization through and through.
Nepotism is okay as long as it's not egregious. So if it's in the second round, I think that you can swallow that. A first round pick.
We are about to get a JJ Reddick from a podcast as the head coach of the Lakers, a Bronny James, who we know for the most part isn't ready. How is that not nepotism at its finest?
It's about to be once again egregious. Nepotism is going to be on 1,000 when Bronny is drafted because he's going to get drafted. Is he a first round pick? Really? Heck no.
What you gonna say, BA, when LeBron and then win the championship next year and Bronny becomes a champion as a rookie? What you gonna say then when he start his career as a champion as a rookie? What you gonna say then? You in trouble. You in trouble.
I can't really say anything because it's not gonna happen, and I can't even fathom that right now. I can't even. It's not even in my mind. It's similar to Luka, right? Remember, Luka never won a chip. That white boy, he might end up winning a chip this year. You couldn't fathom that, right? I couldn't fathom. I can't fathom this.
There's one. Give me a second, fellas. Thought I already had it. One second. I think I sent it. Oh, here we go. So I do want to ask you guys, since we're talking about that 17th pick. Wait a minute. Where the hell did it go? Let's say the Lakers are going to possibly use it. I got a couple different trades I want to show you guys. Package deals. Let me know if this makes sense to you guys, if y'all can see it.
Package deals, huh?
All right. This is kind of small. I don't know if you guys are able to see it on your computers, but on the left, far left, this is a deal for DeJounte Murray mainly, as well as AJ Griffin from the Atlanta Hawks. The Lakers will be giving Rui Hachimura, Gabe Vincent, Jalen Hood-Schifino, the 2025 first-round pick, and the 2030 first-round pick for basically DeJounte Murray, who currently is on a 4-year, $25 million deal. Hank, does that sound like a go or a no for the Lakers?
AJ Griffin. I mean, only person that I don't like giving up is Rui.
You need him though.
Yeah.
DeJounte wouldn't help the Lakers though.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd do it.
The Jeremy Grant though, the Jeremy Grant trade though, I like that. I like that.
So,
Jeremy.
Yeah, I like Jeremy Grant.
So BA, Jeremy Grant from Portland, currently on a 4-year, $30 million deal. You would give up Rui and Gabe straight up, no draft picks for Jeremy Grant.
100%.
For what reason?
I feel like
he's better than Rui. He's going to be there longer, so I'll give him that. But is he better than Rui?
Yes, he's better. He's better than Rui, and he's more consistent. And he's a player that I know that is proven that can average. He's going to average 18 or better on your team. Yeah, you can say 20. I'm being safe with the 18 because if you're playing with LeBron, it's going to go down a little bit. So 18 or better, and then on top of that, I feel like Rui is a good player, but pressure moments is when he disappears. And Jeremy Grant has showed me on multiple different occasions with multiple different franchises, he don't care about the lights. He don't. That's why he makes $30 million a year.
And he played with a superstar.
Yeah,
Left
no,
before
that
they won the
James.
championship.
yeah.
Who? Who did he play with?
Joker.
He played with Joker.
In
That's when
Denver. That's right.
that's when I saw him, and he went to my Pistons, and did a good job. He got hurt a little bit though, but then he still was balling.
The last trade option, fellas, that I had available. This is a trade between the Lakers and the Chicago Bulls, where we are again packaging Rui Hachimura, Gabe Vincent, Jalen Hood-Schifino, those 3 contracts, along this time with Jared Vanderbilt, the first round pick for 2025 and 2028. This is a full plate. In exchange for Zach LaVine, who's on a 3-year, $43 million deal, and the return of Alex Caruso, who's currently on a 1-year, $10 million deal. So if you do make this trade, Alex basically is good for 1 year, and you might be overpaying Zach LaVine. Is this a no or go for you, BA?
No, because I don't trust Zach LaVine's health. Alex Caruso, 1 year that he might end up bouncing for whatever reason, and then it's about time that the Lakers start thinking about the future and stop mortgaging off their first round picks for players for these big chances. They've been doing this since LeBron's been there, and it's one championship in 5 or 6 years. That's kind of crazy. It's good, but it's kind of crazy because they haven't been back since. So you're mortgaging the future for possibly maybe an attempt, because the Lakers are going to need more than Zach LaVine and Alex Caruso to win a championship.
Yeah, I agree.
Unless Zach has shown he was the star that he's supposed to be, then it'd be worth it. If
Yeah,
he was Donovan Mitchell, heck yeah, do this deal.
Oh yeah, Donovan Mitchell. I would go with Donovan Mitchell over Zach LaVine any day, because I feel like he's way more proven, and he's been in the league a shorter time too than Zach LaVine, and has proven himself constantly each year in and year out.
Are you giving up all of these, if you want to call it assets? Are you giving up Rui, Gabe, Jared, Jalen, and these 2 first-round picks for just Donovan Mitchell straight up? Are y'all willing to go that hard?
No. I'm saying if you could swap out LaVine and have Mitchell there and with Caruso, heck yeah, do it.
Yeah.
How that happens? They ain't on the same team.
No, I'm just
In a
saying
three-way
the
trade?
player, the type of player.
Nah,
That's what I'm saying.
But I'm just saying, I mean, we talking, well, as far as the reality though, like, okay, if y'all been high on wanting to get Donovan Mitchell, so you see, what would you be willing to give up for Donovan?
I'm not trading Vanderbilt. I'm not giving away
Under
Vanderbilt
no circumstances
at all. He's too, I know he hurt, but defensively, and he's starting his shooting. The shooting you see each season is getting better as well, so he can become a 3-and-D player one day, hopefully soon. And then the first round draft picks hurt the franchise. That hurts. I'm not giving up no first round draft picks right now. I'm sorry, I cannot. Even for Donovan Mitchell, salute to him, but I can't do it.
Well, as you can tell, fellas, this doesn't involve that 17th pick this season in the draft. So they could keep these pieces that BA are alluding to and still use that 17th pick to really chase something special. Yeah. So that could be a possibility. But realistically, from what we see on the screen, everything is a no, with the exception of the Jeremy Grant trade. You guys are interested in that one?
Definitely.
Yeah, he cancels both of them out. And it gives what's my guy? Is it Christie?
Max Christie gives him more opportunity, and you don't lose no draft. You lose no capital.
Exactly.
There's no draft reservoir.
Facts. You can get Jeremy and then package something else to get another star.
I like it. Last thing on Laker land, let me pull it up. I want to stick to LA. This is the last topic of discussion, boys and girls, but we're going to go to the other team in LA with the Los Angeles Clippers. Stephen A. Smith, interesting take he had to say earlier this week on social media. Wanted to get your guys' thoughts and reaction to this. Stephen A. said when it comes to Kawhi Leonard, he can make a case that Kawhi Leonard is the worst superstar in the history of sports, not the NBA, in the history of sports.
Love it.
That is so stupid for him to say. Kawhi Leonard had one of the best runs ever in NBA history. He went to another country and took them to the chip. You can say injuries, but he did it though, and he won a chip. And then he was a pup when he won his first chip. It was Finals MVP. That is not the worst NBA superstar of all time. Sure, lately he hasn't been playing and all of that stuff, but we can't count out the body of work that he's already put in to even be considered a superstar. Stephen A. Smith is out of line for this. He out of line to me.
He's way out of line, bro. He again, BA, he didn't dumb it down to just the NBA. He says in sports, Tim Tebow, all these guys included.
What do you want Kawhi to do? What do you want him to do? Honestly, he is who he is. You can't expect much more of him. He does what he does.
What this tells me is that Stephen A. Smith has been in Las Vegas, or he's been on one of these apps, and he's lost thousands of dollars betting on the Clippers. That's exactly what this has told me, without having to say too much.
Betting on the game.
Betting on the game. That's why he's so pissed off. Because Kawhi, why he ain't suit up? And then they end up losing by 15 or 20. So what?
Does Stephen A. Smith lose credibility with you guys on this one for him to have to regain, or is this just another normal take from Stephen A. Smith, and are we just bypassing this? I know we disagree, but was this just that egregious, or was this not a big deal?
It didn't shock me. He said this multiple times.
It is a clout chase because he's looking at Shannon. Remember, he's forever going to be chasing Shannon Sharp on his social media blaze. So, do I really think he truly meant this? Heck no. Exact shock value. And what everybody's going to do, they're going to go over to YouTube, or they're going to go to their nearest podcast. They're going to go to Spotify and all of these different places, and they're going to be like, "Oh, let me go against Stephen A. for his thoughts. Let me see why." Because he always noticed he throws out something on ESPN, and then he waits to his show to elaborate on it.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Well, Lakerland, y'all let us know what your thought is on Kawhi Leonard and Stephen A. Smith comments. Is Kawhi Leonard really the worst superstar in NBA history? We're not Clippers fans, but we feel like this was a little bit too much. Y'all let us know in the comment section. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Become a member of Lakerland. We definitely appreciate you guys' support, and we look forward to chopping it up with you guys in the near future. Y'all stay safe.
Yo, Seven, I want to say one more thing before you get over, because I think the people need to hear this.
Sure.
Anthony Edwards is not who y'all thought he was yet.
Right? Oh,
too early. too early, right? Too early. It's too early. Will he get there? Possibly, but it's looking like the best player in the world is not Nikola Jokic.
Little Luka. It's little Luka.
Luka is looking like the best player in the world, and exactly what I thought was possible last year with that backcourt when they got Kyrie is actually happening this year in real time. It's crazy. Crazy.
Hold on, BA. Hold on. We got to put this in context. Where you from?
Where I'm from Houston, Texas. Houston, Texas.
They're close by. They ain't that far away. It's still
nah. The state of Texas is big. We don't mess with them Spurs, and we don't mess with the Mavericks. But I will give them props, though. I got to give them props because this is really. If you're starting to hear more and more people say the best offensive backcourt in NBA history. Right. And if they get that chip and they continue to keep averaging nearly over 60 points in the playoffs like they've been, that might be a real honest, great statement, because both of them, and Luka playing defense. That's the scary part.
I've noticed that too.
Yeah, and Kyrie playing defense.
Yep. I've seen Kyrie play defense before, but he's sticking it up in his run.
Yeah. He gonna be top. He gonna be top in my top 5 all time if he wins a chip. He's gonna be in my top 5 point guards of all time.
BA, better head coach for the Lakers, Pat Riley or Phil Jackson?
You would think that this would be super easy to say, right? You would think I would just say Phil Jackson. But what Pat Riley did he did something.
They
He
both
did
got
something
5
that,
technically, right?
yeah, they both got 5, but he was head coach for 4 though.
Yeah.
But Pat Riley did something where it affected like the whole NBA landscape. The way that he was coaching and the way that he brought that fast break in, it changed everything. He did have Kareem. I don't know, bro. It's tough. It's
That's
tough. It's
tough.
tough. I want to say Phil Jackson is the safe answer, but that's like I don't want to disrespect Pat Riley because it's like 1A and 1B. But I go Phil Jackson because you got to be able to coach Kobe and Shaq on the same team and keep them level headed to where they do enough to win.
Young Kobe and Shaq too. Yeah.
Young Kobe and Shaq too. I gotta go Phil, but Pat Riley, no disrespect to you, sir. No disrespect.
Hank, better coach in Lakers history, Pat Riley or Phil Jackson?
You know, just like BA's a LeBron hater, I'm a Phil Jackson hater.
Really? I
Pat
didn't
Riley.
know this.
Yes, yes, I
Pat
love
Riley.
it. I love
Pat
it.
Riley. All day.
Yeah.
What do you think was more effective, the Showtime or the triangle?
Showtime. And I
You
think
think
that
Showtime was more effective?
Showtime, and then if we talk about the whole body of work, Pat has showed he could change styles. He played the Showtime with the Lakers, went to the New York Knicks and brought that bad boy style to the Knicks, and they played that there. Went down to Miami, played a whole different style. So, and he's won everywhere. The only one he didn't win was New York, where at least they got there though.
As a former player, BA, would you rather play in the triangle or would you rather be a part of that Showtime offense?
It depends on what age. If I was just like younger
Going back
BA,
to, I want you to go back to 11th, 12th grade.
oh man, Showtime. We
Showtime?
Showtime. We running and gunning. We jumping, we defending, and we're running that floor, dunking, shooting fast break threes, throwing lobs. Yeah, it's Showtime.
What's defense? Right. What's defense?
Exactly.
Defense, what's that?
Exactly.
Facts. All right, people, like, comment, and subscribe. This is Laker Land. 7 Mitchell, Hank, BA. Shout out to Cole. Y'all know how we coming, man. Y'all stay safe. We out. Peace.
Peace.